What's up guys, Rob Samuels here. It's Wednesday, Winners Wednesday, and today we're looking at Photomechanic pre-game essentials. Now I've got a whole nother video coming for you guys in just a few days, all about Photomechanic and setting up Photomechanic. This is just the essentials. Last thing, most important thing in Photomechanic, my 2-minute checks, my most essential things that I need to make sure I've done before I head off to start shooting a game. We're going to look at those right now. Hope you guys are enjoying these kind of 2-minute sort of, I suppose, a lot of them are longer than 2 minutes, guys, I know that, but look, the bit where I'm giving you the info, I tried to keep that at 2 minutes. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I've done some others of these as well. If you guys are new, go check those out, but don't check them out right now. At the end of this video, I'll put links to some of my other Winners Wednesdays videos so you can check those ones out as well. Don't forget to check out my other social media channels, guys. Every video I always say it, but look, let's keep on going. Twitter, Instagram, I'm going to put those on the screen right now. The top one's Twitter and Instagram, the bottom one's just an Instagram account, guys. Go check it out. You can find me on Facebook as well at Rob Samuels Photo. So guys, let's get into this. I've got my laptop set up. I'm going to show you the most essential things. I'm going to kind of do a screen record thing for you guys so it's a little bit easier to see it. Really just the key, most important checks that I want to make sure I have done before we get into heading off to shoot a game. Like I said, there's another whole video coming on Photomechanic real soon, guys, so don't worry. There's probably going to be lots of questions, and some of the stuff I show people might not know what I'm talking about, how to do it, but don't worry, I've got a whole other video about that coming really soon. So look, let's get into this. Okay guys, so here we are in Photomechanic. So like I said, I've got a whole video coming with loads of different stuff about Photomechanic, but there's 3 main things that I want to check first. Now the first thing that I need to make sure I have done is to get my stationery pad filled in with the relevant information. Now that's down here. You can also get to it, you guys will want to, you can get to it to come back out of it for a second. You can actually get to it up here as well, where you come into images and it's up here in the top. So you've got an option of how you get into it. Now, all I want to check, so tomorrow I'm shooting a basketball game, as you guys can see from this information here. I just want to double check that I've got all the relevant information in here, that it's all correct, I've got the right dates, and I've got everything in there that I should have. All the relevant information based on what I'm going to shoot. So obviously this will change and you will fill this in for every different game, or sometimes you'll get an XMP file from an agent or something which automatically fills all this in for you. I'm not going to get into the detail of that, guys. That will be in my more detailed video about Photomechanic. But this is one of the most important checks that I want to make sure I've done, is I've got all my information in here. Now, the second most important thing I want to do is to make sure that I have got all of my keywording done. Now, keywording will vary game to game and will depend a little bit on what you're going to be shooting. Of course, if it's a football game, it will be the football teams and so on and so on and so on. Now, people who don't understand exactly what this is, don't worry, guys. This is just the shortcuts that you will use for the different players' names. Now, what I need to make sure I've done is got this filled out properly. Now, some of these will vary. So, for example, let me just find the... There we go. For example, some of them will contain a hell of a lot more information. So this one, for example, this is the one that I used just this week, the Chelsea-Roma one. You can see, because the squads are obviously so much bigger, there is so much more information in there. But it doesn't matter how much information is in there, because the idea of this thing is it saves you time. Specifically, it saves you time when you're in your stationery pad. Now, what those keywords enable you to do. For example, let's say I want to put in here that one of the players for the Surrey Scorchers team, Teo Ogundembe, let's say, for the sake of this, all I have to do is type in the quick word and it comes up. There we go. It's come up, Teo, full name, Surrey Scorchers, his number, the entire lot. And of course, now I can do that with anyone who I have got within my keywording there. So I could do it with... Okay, there is no number 6. I know there's number 5. There we go, Tony Hicks, and he's straight up. Now, if I want to, I can then put, dribbles the ball or whatever else he might be doing in here. Maybe I could put, gets fouled by, and then I could put one of the Plymouth Raiders players in here or something like that. But you see what I mean? It's saving me a hell of a lot of time. So anyway, guys, this is a 2-minute video. So the whole point of that is that I've checked so far that my stationary pad has got the right information and that my keywording is filled in completely. Those are the two most important things to check. The other thing that I will check is my FTP information. Now, I will do one or two things depending on whether or not I'm editing these images myself. My usual workflow would involve me taking the images out of Photomechanic and then moving them into Lightroom. Sometimes I upload straight from Photomechanic if they're going over to an editor or something like that instead. So if I'm using it in Photomechanic, then I will be making sure that I have the FTP details within the upload section of here, which goes into here. If not, then if I'm exporting to Lightroom and then somewhere else, I would then be using FileZilla. FileZilla takes ages to load on this laptop, so I know they go real quick. So in that case, I have to make sure my FTP details are in here along the top. So one of those two things, really, guys. Nice and simple. Those three things are the most important checks. Everything else, if I had to, I could do on the fly. So, you know, even if I didn't have my keywords, I could do it on the fly, though it would take me a lot more time. You know, but Lightroom not being set up exactly right, things like that I can do very, very quickly. But things like keywording, stationary pad info, that takes longer. Those are the most important things that I have to do.